Hello and welcome to another Red and Blue video. Thanks for being here if you are here. Today we're doing a Manchester United keep, sell or loan list. We've got a list there, as you can possibly see, of Manchester United players, and Nick is going to go through them and tell us who, in his opinion, they should keep, sell and loan out. So if you want to take it away, Nick.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's just get right into it and get off to an easy sell of Alexis Sanchez. Um, Obviously, I bet you're really glad you didn't get him now.
Yep.
Um, Proved out to be an awful buy for us. Never lived up to the shirt. Just awful. 3 goals for however much we're paying him a week is just
Good
beyond
at playing
belief.
the piano though.
Yeah, he's a good player on the piano. I'll move on. I just started on the thing. I know you did keepers first in your video. If you guys haven't seen that one, you should check it out. And did this for the City squad. It's a good video. So Dean Henderson, I would keep him next season. I can't see it because obviously we've got De Gea. But I would keep him. But I don't think he'll stay to be number two. I think he's that arrogant he wants to be number one, and rightfully so. He's been arguably the best keeper in the league this season, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I don't know how you'd weigh in on that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So yeah, I'd definitely keep him, and definitely for the long term. So I'll go on to David De Gea now. I won't stick to the order that it comes in.
I
This
thought.
might surprise a few people, but I would arguably sell David De Gea next
Oh,
season. Maybe a little bit controversial. He's done a lot for the club. Obviously, his form over the last 2 seasons hasn't been the best. I just feel maybe it's time to move him on and give Dean Henderson a chance. This is my opinion in an ideal world. I don't expect this to happen. I expect us to keep De Gea and loan Henderson out, which I'm okay with. It's a sell. I don't mind him staying, but my preference would be to sell so Dean Henderson could get some more game time because
is that
do think he's ready.
is that because of the mistakes he's sort of made recently, or?
I don't know if it's just the mistakes. I mean, obviously, if it hadn't have been for a dodgy fax machine on our end, he would have left us a few years ago,
Yeah,
and
that's a
we
good
probably would have
point.
been relegated. Um, but he's been a great servant to the club, and I just feel if he stays any longer, he might tarnish any form of legacy he has.
Okay.
But obviously, that being said, he's got a lot of experience and he's won quite a few trophies. So I guess it's up to him. But how many big teams need keepers at the minute? I
Mm.
don't know really. Anyway, I'll move on to Romero. And I'm going to keep Romero. Obviously, arguably one of the best number twos in the division. Rarely makes a mistake. If you've seen his clean sheets to how many games he started for his record, it's unbelievable.
Mm.
Absolutely unbelievable. I'll move on to Lee Grant. I think he's going to be kept and then move into a coaching role.
Yeah.
So I'd keep him.
He's a bit like your
Uh,
Scott Carson, isn't he?
yeah, he's just signed a new contract, you see. So he's definitely going to be kept.
Yeah.
Let's move on now. Go for Jesse Lingard. And like Scully Messi Lingard, I do not agree. Obviously, he's a youngster, so we should probably loan him out, get some more experience. No, I think he needs to go.
Okay.
It's time.
It's time to go, said Claude.
Yeah, I'm not doing the Arsenal fan TV tribute there. I think when you sign an agent like Mino Raiola, there's only one reason you're signing an agent like Mino Raiola, and that's to get a move away from the club. I'm sure we'll get to another player that is also represented by that man later on in the video. Fred, definitely keep Fred. He's proving himself at the minute in some good form. Pocketed De Bruyne 2 times this season. Long may it continue. Hope he does it again next season. So I'd keep Fred. Luke Shaw, I'd keep him. I think he's still got to prove himself, and hopefully he can use that question mark with Luke Shaw. Is the motivation. I will go for Phil Jones. Obviously, Ant would keep him because he loves Phil Jones and the Phil Jones memes. But I would sell this guy. Yeah, I think it's time. It's not really worked after Fergie called that he was going to be one of our greatest ever players and a future England captain or future United captain. It's not really worked out for him.
What was that?
I
You
will say though,
signed
he
Phil
has gone on to
Jones, we
do those
signed Kun
things.
Aguero.
Yeah, he has gone on to do those things though. He has captained us, and I believe he has captained England as well at one point. Could be wrong, but
Won't get anywhere near that team now, would he?
no, not a chance. I'll go for one of the youngsters, Angel Gomez.
I like this
I
guy.
would like to keep him. I hope he's going to sign his contract. There's a bit of a dispute, although it's rumored that it's nearly done, and obviously the COVID-19 is just
Yeah.
delaying the announcement. But I would loan him out next season, providing he's and hopefully he can get some valuable game time and kick on from there because he looks a really good prospect. Again, I'll go for Chong. He's another player I'd loan out next season. Needs more game time. Hopefully that can be in his development. He needs to beef up Chong. Whenever he's on the ball, he just looks too thin, and he gets pushed off the ball quite easily. But he's rapid. Um, got great hair as well.
I always felt like when I've watched him against Huddersfield.
Mm.
Um, I think he played a few minutes, and he just looked like he was just a little bit all over the place. Like he didn't really know where to be or what to do. It was almost
Yeah, I
like he
think
was in an under nines game for me. He was just sort of everywhere. Like,
I think nerves have stuff to do with it as well.
yeah,
Let's go for Brandon Williams. This is another guy I'd definitely keep. Um, he's answered our problems at left back when Luke Shaw wasn't in the best of form, and obviously it's brought the best out of Luke Shaw now. But yeah, he's really good. He plays for the badge, fights for the shirt. He looks like he'd fight anyone, whether it was Riyad Mahrez going at him or someone more
the,
powerful like Mikel Antonio.
the only problem is
He
to
looks like he'd have a fight with him.
to fight someone, you've got to get near him. He didn't get near Mahrez, so.
True, true. I might have that one. We'll go for Anthony Martial next, and again, a keep. It's an easy keep. Don't
Mm,
really need to explain too many reasons.
yeah,
Arguably one of our better players this season.
I quite like Martial to be honest. Even as a City fan, it's hard to say that, but
Yeah, well, I bet that is. I think you've left in Ethan Laird. I'm not 100% sure if this is Ethan Laird. I think it is. I should know that really as the United fan in this group, but it is if it is Ethan Laird, he needs to go on loan. If it's not Ethan Laird, he needs to go on loan so I can move him. There you go. That is saved. Andreas Pereira, that is a sell. All day, every day. I would get rid of Andreas Pereira. Not good enough, shall we say. Pogba, let's go on to the most controversial one. It's not really controversial. If he had a better attitude, he'd be there.
hmm.
But he doesn't have a good attitude. And what he said, I just don't think we can go back on it now. So we need to sell him, cut ties, and move on.
Would you
That
take it
leaves
if he?
me.
How would you feel if he moved to City? If we actually popped up for him, because we were linked with him once or twice in the past when he was at Juve.
It would hurt. I'm not gonna lie, because I think if he was to move, he'd be going to Madrid or Juventus. I don't think he's gonna
Yeah,
come to City.
I don't by any means think he'll come to City, but I just thought if we did or if we were interested, is
It'd
that like a
hurt.
Tevez moment?
That's. I don't. Yeah, probably worse than Tevez, to be
Hmm.
honest.
Okay.
But that leads me into Bruno Fernandes quite nicely. Obviously, he's not been here that long, and obviously he's a keep. I believe he is Pogba's replacement, just bought before Pogba left, which is sometimes good to actually get a replacement before the guy's left if you know they're leaving. So that's a good idea. We'll go for Jimmy Garner next. I do like Jimmy Garner, but that's from what I've seen in the reserves. When he stepped up to the bigger games for us and in the first team, he's looked a bit nervous, which obviously you can understand. He is only young, he's
Hmm.
18. So yeah, you could get a bit phased by that. Some people do, some people don't. I'll speak about someone that hasn't been phased by being in the first team this season, Mason Greenwood, and obviously that's a keep. One of the best prospects I think coming out of our academy, and one of the best prospects in England.
Yeah.
Um, and hopefully, obviously, if Ant's boy Phil Foden can keep progressing, and Mason Greenwood keeps progressing, and all these youngsters, it should be very exciting for
Imagine,
England in the
imagine
future.
that front line: number 9 Phil Foden, centre forward Mason Greenwood, on the right Jaden Sancho, on the left Hudson-Odoi. My God.
Well, I think this guy's going to have a Marcus Rashford's going to have a word with you about that one because I feel he'll be in over die. This is another guy I would be keeping. He's had his best season, and obviously he's unfortunately got injured. But yeah, he's been having his best season to date for now. And yeah, I definitely think he'll be an over Hudson-Odoi, but you never know, Ant. You could be right. I'll go to Axel Tuanzebe now. I'd keep him as well. He's been unfortunate with injuries this season. I actually really like Axel Tuanzebe, and I would play him over Lindelof. So yeah, that's what I'll say on Axel Tuanzebe. Maguire, again, that's a keep, pretty easy.
He's
No
been
need to
really good this
explain it.
season,
He's
hasn't he,
now
Maguire?
captain of the club. Pardon?
He's been really good this season, Maguire. Really important for you guys.
Really steady. Tim Fosu-Mensah. Now, when he burst onto the scene, everybody thought he was gonna. He burst onto the scene when Rashford burst onto the scene,
Hmm.
and Tim Fosu-Mensah was really good those first few games under Van Gaal, and he gave away a penalty in the FA Cup semi-final, and then he never really got a chance after that because Van Gaal was more cutthroat than Fergie and Pep put together. It seemed
Yeah.
like if he didn't like someone, he didn't like someone. I either feel he's going to be sold or loaned out next season. He's just signed his contract extension. I mean, I could be proven wrong. I hope I am proven wrong. If my personal opinion would be keep him for another season and see if he can do anything, but then it could just be a waste.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Juan Mata. I believe he's going to stay. Arguably, you could say sell him, but he's been a good servant to the club, and I quite like Juan Mata. So I'll keep him for now.
Yeah.
I think as well he'll be good for an ambassadorial role because he's such a nice guy.
Do you not feel like he's had his best years now on Matter?
He has arguably had his best years, but I still think he can be effective, especially in like European games and
Yeah.
against some of the smaller teams.
Okay.
Him and Bruno have linked up a couple of times in Europe, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
We'll go for Chris Smalling. He's been tearing it up at Roma, but I think it might also be time to get rid of the dynamic duo, Phil Jones and Chris Smalling. Obviously, Chris Smalling joining Phil Jones on the chopping block, in my opinion.
I hate
I
that
do
guy.
like Chris Smalling. He had a remarkably good goal scoring record against City.
He has.
I did really like Chris Smalling. I just don't think he suits our style. He just doesn't look good with the ball at his feet. And what can you do if that's what you want to do? Play out from the back. You can't have a centre back that can't pass. I go for Wan-Bissaka next. Again, it's a pretty easy keep. Again, he's
Yeah.
been really good this season. Obviously, he's still got Sterling in his back pocket, so it'll take him into next season, and he might let him out, and you never know.
Brilliant.
Sterling's not been the same since that first game.
Well, you know he
Really.
doesn't like playing against you guys, especially at Old Trafford, so
Yeah,
leave
now
it
he's
out.
signed that guy. He's got no chance. Dan James again, keep.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's fallen off a little bit, but he'd already gone above our expectations after the first sort of 3 or 4 months where he was leading assist. He's still, I think, our leading assist maker, and he's scored a few goals, and he looks a good prospect.
I
Scott
mean,
McTominay,
Dan
again,
James actually ruined Angelino's
Angelino.
career.
Yeah, we've had a few players do that. Rashford, Di Michaelis springs to mind.
Demichelis was finished anyway.
Yeah, but he was definitely buried after that game. Scott McTominay, again, it's pretty easy keep for me. I said in my season review he's our player of the season, and I firmly believe that. Diego Dallo, I'd loan him out only because I think he needs an extended run in the team. I've seen he's been linked with Spurs because obviously he was a Mourinho signing. I do feel he felt suited Mourinho's style of play a bit better than Ollie's. So I'd loan him out, but it could be a toss up between him and Foster-Mensah on who gets loaned out and who stays or who goes. Eric Bailly, again, I'd keep him. I do like Eric Bailly. I don't know if you saw the game against Chelsea where he just did a quick turn inside the area. Unbelievable. Like, I was kacking myself, and yeah, the coolest man on the pitch was Eric Bailly. Nemanja Matic is another person. I probably would have sold him if you'd asked me this question before Christmas, if we'd started this channel before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd keep Nemanja Matic. He's turned it around and he stepped up when we really needed him.
Yeah.
Odion Agallo, I could see this going either way, but I'd keep him personally. Love Odion Agallo. Big fan of his. Nigerian R9. Great guy. Loves the club.
Did you just call him the
Everything.
Nigerian R9?
He is the Nigerian R9.
Oh, God.
Lolo, Lolo. Igalo has been amazing. He's a
Oh,
cult hero.
God.
I'd give him 2 seasons and then look for something else. So I've left Victor Lindelof. This is an awkward one for me. People throw stats at me all the time for whatever reason, and he had a stat which was similar to Van Dijk's that no one had dribbled past him. I would keep him. I think I'd give him another season, but I feel he's been overrated a bit for how poorly we did last season,
Yeah,
and people thought he was good, and I just think he was good, but he was in a really bad team last season.
yeah,
Obviously, it doesn't look like it's changed that much, but he's looked a bit better with Maguire next to him, so maybe Maguire's done his job there and improved him a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that list. Obviously, that unidentified player, which I'm pretty 99% sure is Ethan Laird. I did ask Ant to remove any of those players that I might not know,
I did
but
this on
I should.
purpose.
He did do this on purpose. It's sabotage, and I don't appreciate it. I'm just googling it now to double check it is Ethan Laird. Oh, it's not Ethan Laird. That's awkward. Oh no, it is. It is Ethan Laird. That's good. That's good. I think maybe. I have no idea. Anyway,
There
Ant
you go.
sabotaged me on that one. So thanks for that, mate. Even though I don't know who Ethan Laird is, I do know who he is, obviously. Even though I don't know him from his picture, I hope you've enjoyed the video. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Twitter in the description below. Give us a follow. Just like to say I'm very sorry for the wrong information in that video there. It was hard to tell as obviously we're doing this over Discord and the image wasn't quite full screen. It was in fact Teden Mengi. I do still believe Teden Mengi would benefit from a loan because he does look a good prospect from the academy, even though it looks like I didn't know who the hell he was. But he has played for us this season. And yeah, apologies to Teden Mengi if he ever watches this. Apologies to everyone. We can't always be right 100% of the time. So yeah, sorry about that. Please like and subscribe.